Hello and welcome to That Seven Share on KT, my friend. We're in a very, very special location here. And I've got a treat for not just you watching this online, but also for you, KT. Because right behind me is the #1 changing room.
I'm allowed in.
I'll let you in. Let's have a look.
Here we go.
Let's have a look.
Let's go. I've been looking forward to this. #1 changing room, mate.
Historical place, mate. So this is a place with a lot of good memories for a lot of England players.
Yep.
Very rare to get someone from outside the realms
in
here. So what are you thinking, mate? What are your vibes about this place?
Touch the rose. You got to touch the rose.
Why
I mean,
not?
the inner sanctum of the beast, mate. I mean, how cool is it? Bring back some fond memories for you.
Oh,
hey?
Awesome times, mate. Looks slightly different to when I was last here, I must admit. But one thing I've got at home, got a little plaque on the wall, everything about this place is just historical. There's the same bench down there that's been here since 1936.
Well, no, since you brought me into a special place, I thought I would honour it. Can you just hold this? I've got to whip it off. I've got to whip it off.
Oh my word, this is sacrilege. Get this man out of this building. I let him in and look what he does. This incredible scenes, isn't it?
Just for you, mate. But I just want to ask you, we've got to look back. We've got to look back at Singapore before you blow me up. Look at your face.
You look much bigger now than you did when you were at the first time round, I must say.
Because I'm sucking it in, mate. My face is going red. But Singapore, we look back at that. I mean, fantastic event.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it? 6,500 miles away, but where we were for that final, we saw some historical scenes, didn't we? 19-0 down, South Africa came back and absolutely blew Fiji away.
Selvin Davids with the pressure kick to win, how big?
Massive kick. You got to talk about the pressure on those types of moments. Huge, and we actually saw one pretty specifically last year here at Twickenham with Ireland, invitational team, winning a bronze medal with this impressive effort from Mark Roach. Let's take a little look back.
Can Mark Roach kick Ireland into the history books? He can! What a marvellous kick under pressure from Mark Roach. A historic win for Ireland, winning the bronze medal in London in 2018.
You know what, Vickers, and I'm being straight up here, I've always wanted to sit in one of these baths. And number one.
You must be old enough to have used to have the bath in the changing room, mate. Come on. Bring back the bath. Where've they gone?
I know. Love it.
Incredible scenes. It's nice of it not to be full of ice as it used to be, actually. So
I was going to say, when we come in here, you had a bit of the jitters, mate. Hey?
Yeah, bad memories, mate. Partly because we didn't always win here at Twickenham, but certainly it's an occasion to be here. The history of this place is pretty spectacular. And how good are these roll tops?
I've got to ask you, though, as a former captain of the England Sevens team, to come in here and be in this place, I mean, how special for you?
It's massive, mate. And you think about how many people have preceded you. That's what really hits you. You walk down the corridors, you see the history. Things like the benches in front I mentioned already, about 1936. This place breeds history, and it's why a lot of the teams around the world love to play here because of what that represents.
So say this weekend as a case in point, you're captain, you've got a lot of young guys as the England squad do this weekend. What do you say to them coming into here?
You just got to enjoy it. I think you've got to really relish these moments. And yourself, KT, you know, because you captain your team as well. It's about making sure they feel comfortable and not overawed with things like this. And if they are cheeky, then you whack them in the cold bath.
I mean, it's changed from when you were in charge, hasn't it, this place?
I'll say, yeah, definitely. I mean, in terms of the revamp and bringing it all together, it's a big thing that England rugby is all about now, unifying and making sure that the first team can represent for everyone. And it's nice also to see a little bit of representation of the All Blacks been in the room, mate. We truly are a global affair here on the World 7 Series, aren't we?
I know you're going to get me at some stage. I thought the ice was going to be in here for sure. But one last question for you, coming back into this, you still get the chills?
Still get it, mate. You can't not. Memories like this, they're made and they're cemented in your brain, specifically winning here as well. But not all about England. We've got to say one team we're featuring heavily in this bit of feature is about Ireland and how they did really well last year. One man that needs to be on point, KT, Terry Kennedy. He's one to watch.
Ireland go in through Terry Kennedy. Terry Kennedy, how about that? A first half hat-trick. It's a blistering start from Kennedy. Super skills across the deck.
And Kennedy will finish it. Terry Kennedy furiously fast. Terry Kennedy, take a bow.
Well, I've uniformed back up here, Vickers. Now we know, if you're a Game of Thrones fans, like myself, who rules the Seven Kingdoms, but who's going to rule the Seventh Kingdom? Two tournaments to go, mate.
What a line, mate. I don't actually know who rules the kingdom, so don't be telling me. But two teams
I'm
are
going to be a
most
spoiler.
definitely...
I'm going to be a spoiler.
Spoiler alert, leave him. Two teams that are going to be competing out here are Fiji and USA. How good have they been this year, KT?
I mean, leading into the series, who would have thought the USA potentially could win it?
Not USA, their big hairy goal for this year, mate, was to make top 4, yet alone win the whole thing. I mean, it's incredible. They've nailed on that Olympic qualification. If they make quarterfinals, we know, but that's going to at least happen either this week or next week. They're in a really good position. Fiji here to spoil the party, as they did last year with their absolute A-team.
And I think this place too, for the USA, won their first ever cup title. I mean, happy times for them playing here.
Both teams love to play, and who wouldn't? Look at this turf, it looks impeccable. The Fijians will be running amok, and we have got some big stars from the USA team returning to the party.
Yes, indeed. Danny Barrett, Perry Baker's coming in. Before we get to them, though, New Zealand, do you think they're still a shot?
They've still got a chance statistically. I think, reality is they're quite far behind, 12 and 15 points of the 1 and 2 spots. So a long way for them, but Katie, as we know, you can never write off New Zealand.
We love Twickenham. We love it. Hey, look at your face. Hopefully not. Hey, that's what you're thinking.
No comment on that. Look, one thing I will comment about is Perry Baker, where we talk about how good that guy is. Check a look at this, the HSBC Sport teaser for how good this guy's story is.
Little tease.
Every time someone asks me, like, what do you want to do when you grow up? I just say play football. And they was always like, well, you need to do something else. You need to have a backup plan. I never had a backup plan. I just thought of playing football was the only option, the only thing I knew of, the only thing I wanted to do.
All right, have we got any other business to get rid of?
I'm still reeling how good that Game of Thrones line was.
I really can't take the plaudits for that. Hugh
No.
Stark hooked that up, but
How Stark, of course. Need we say? We've got our own amongst us, but there's loads of stuff kicking off here. HSBC London Sevens is always a pretty entertaining place to be, not just on the pitch, but in and around the stadium. HSBC ambassadors Haskell and Maggie Alfonsi will be here. Haskell's also DJing, probably more relevant doing his DJing than a skills cam.
we won't put Skills and Haskell in the same sentence, please.
No, we'll swerve that one, but certainly is man to catch up with here. He's here. HSBC are also putting in a pretty special event. It's going to be a replay of the Roslyn Park Sevens. How about that? The two teams that made the final, Sedberg and Dulwich, the north and the south, King's Landing, everything is perfectly suited.
You've got some great memories of that, haven't you?
You're going to have to counsel me here,
hey?
Katie. Roslyn Park, 700 schools go to it, and I've got some pretty dark times of us. Should have done well, but sadly didn't. But what an occasion for these guys to be playing here at Twickenham.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Number 1 pitch. I'll love it forever.
Number 1 pitch. You can say that. I can't. Check it out all weekend. The action's going to be coming thick and fast at the World Rugby Sevens channels. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. The Instagrams is getting smashed up at the moment as well. And why not check out this guy wherever he may roam?
All right, hold this. I'm off.
Don't do it. He's going to get shot.